And we are live. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the Talking Pod. I'm out here again with my one and only co-host, Mr. Bryan Heck. How's it going, Bryan?
What's up? Going good.
And making his third appearance on the pod. Very happy to say we got Beef Boss, Mr. Alex, up on here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, always a pleasure to have you on the pod. Expecting more hot takes just like every other time. So today, we usually started off by talking about the games that happened, but we've been gone for a little minute, so I think we need to help out our fantasy listeners a little bit. We got some situations we're gonna go over, see what you guys think about them, who you think is a start and sit, how you feel about these guys and whatnot. So the first one I want to go over, let's get straight into it. We got Tampa Bay running back situation, Leonard Fournette and Rojo. Bryan has been saying Rojo's best, Rojo's great. I have Rojo in a couple leagues. And Leonard Fournette, we were all worried about when he came back, when they were going to give him the touches. Last week, it seemed like it was last week. I mean, Leonard Fournette had 15 points. Rojo had about 5 or 3. It was not a good look for Rojo owners. But the thing is, last time this happened, the next week Rojo went off. So it's so hard to tell. What do you guys think? Are we selling Rojo? Are we keeping him? Are we buying Fournette? Well, what's the move here, guys?
Honestly, I would hang on to Rojo for a little bit. I personally was more of a Fournette fan, but Rojo has proven me wrong. Like, was it 3 games in a row, 100 yards plus? Definitely great to see. But at the same time, I know this is going back in the past, but Fournette, I feel like is overall better back, especially in the passing game. But injuries are a killer, especially going down the stretch. So I would probably hold on to Fournette for a little bit. Rojo.
Definitely.
I'm personally, I still like Rojo. Probably biased, but if you could flip him for a more consistent back, like if you can package him, I was just talking to Matt and Al before the podcast about Jonathan Taylor, how I like him because he's been really consistent with that lowest 12 points and been pretty consistent with 15 average, I think it is. If you can flip Rojo for an average running back who's been consistent, I think that might be more valuable towards your team. Because I personally don't like players who can be boom or bust. I don't think really anyone likes it unless you're supposed to lose that matchup. You need that boom or bust guy like my boy Al over here starting Kirk. Almost got him the dub. But I'm probably going to sell Rojo still. I like him, but the only reason I would sell him is for a consistent back that I could trade for. As far as Fournette, I probably would try to get him if I were a fantasy owner. Just because, like Al said, there could be some injuries either to Fournette or to Rojo. Either back could see some more uptick in playing time. But Fournette seems like he's going to get a lot more touchdowns. He's going to get a lot more carries. I feel like they think he's a more experienced back. And as time goes on, the experience might help out on the team. But I'd probably – yeah, that's my answer for those guys. I'd probably sell Rojo for a consistent player and probably get Fournette for cheap just in case something may happen where he explodes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I almost feel bad for Rojo in a way because, I mean, the guy, he got a touchdown, right? So his day wasn't up. I forgot about his touchdown. He got 13 attempts, 34 yards, touchdown, a catch. So his day, he still put up 10. But you got Fournette is just big play machine. It seemed like every time he touched the ball, even when he was getting stuffed in the backfield, he was still driving his legs, getting a yard or 2 at least out of it. And I feel like just that alone is going to – it's just Rojo has the potential to be an every week type of guy. And he when you see when he runs up there, he runs hard. Like he's running like he wants to get 100 yards. Like he's out there with a ferocity, but I just don't think with Leonard Fournette out there wanting to prove himself, wanting to show, oh yeah, I'm still this guy, 1,000-yard rusher type of guy, it's going to be hard to feed both guys. So I'm going to say sell both of them. I hate any situation with multiple running backs. Like the next one we're going to talk about right now. Very, very interesting here with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell. This week they had split touches completely down the middle. Le'Veon Bell looked good. He looked better than all his time with the Jets, more explosive. But I still say Clyde probably looked better out there. But we have an interesting matchup this week against the Jets. We might see a little bit of a revenge game out of Le'Veon. Personally, I'm predicting a big game out of Le'Veon. I think Andy Reid's just going to let him be a little petty and just feed him the rock a little bit just so he can, stomp his ground on the Jets and kind of show them why they're trash. Because nobody likes the Jets. Like if you could, even though they
You're a
played pretty
Jets
good
fan.
last
I'm
week.
sorry for you.
Yeah. I'm predicting a big game out of Le'Veon. I'm gonna say Clyde might save his day with a touchdown also though. What do you guys think? You guys keeping both of them?
I probably would try to sell Edwards-Helaire.
Really?
People are gonna give much out of him though, or give much in return. The only reason would say sell CEH would be without that touchdown, his day would have been trash. Like it would have been 4 points, something like that. And the whole year, that's only his second touchdown. So he's obviously had some issues scoring before Le'Veon got there, and now with Le'Veon there, he's just a better goal line back. Period. He's bigger, stronger, more experienced. I still think Lev is there to help with that goal line. I know that they've been having a lot of trouble scoring when they're in that 10-yard range when they're down on that goal line with their running back. So I think Lev's going to take the touchdowns away from him. When you take the touchdowns away, you're going to be relying on him catching passes, and they really haven't been using him that much for the passes in the backfield this year, which really has been surprising because that's what a lot of people figured he'd be doing, would be catching like CMC numbers, like 8 catches a game and busting out for 80 yards with receiving and getting 80 yards rushing with a touchdown. But he's just not going to do that with Lev there, and I would sell him personally. I sold him in another league. I still have him in one other league. I just don't see what he could do with Lev there. As far as Lev, I'm probably buying on him, but I don't expect him to be that 20-point scorer like he used to be. He might just be that 10 to 15 range and might be a consistent guy with that.
This one's kind of hard for me. I personally don't like Le'Veon. Like, I think he's a solid player, but what was Helaire? Was he either a first-round pick or?
Yeah, right at the end.
So, I don't know. Obviously, Lev Bell he's a stud. He's a monster, but, like, first-round pick. I personally would hang on to Helaire. Just because, I don't know. Lev's a little older. He didn't really play that much with the Jets. Well, like 8 games in 2 years.
Yeah. Yikes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not really as sold as I feel like this is a bigger deal than what's going on in Tampa Bay. I feel like.
I think the Chiefs do like him, Edwards-Helaire at least. They use that pick. I know the GM really likes him. He had to convince pretty much everyone to get him, but I don't know. I just don't see it. He hasn't done good without Lev there. What makes you what in my mind? What makes him going to be able to do better with Lev there? I don't know.
Yeah,
because even if he stays the same, I think 15 points. I think for the year total for fantasy points, like as far as the whole quarterback rankings, everyone else. I think he's not too high, and I think you drafted him probably second round, end of the first round.
Clyde was going early.
That's definitely going to be a mess. especially next year when they get Damian back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the interesting thing with Le'Veon, he went 6 for 36, and if you look at his numbers with the Jets, I don't think he ever had a game where he rushed for more than 3 yards per rush. So this is like the first time we're seeing him be, yeah, even though it's in a small sample size, him being efficient. Like those, he broke off 2 decently large runs that were like
Yeah.
his farthest run in the Jets was 19 yards in 2 years.
I guess the best thing I think the best thing that you can make out of this would be, I know it's hard to duplicate, but like the Browns, just a solid 1-2 punch.
I was gonna say that could happen. I just don't see the Chiefs rushing that much
exactly,
to be able to do that.
With
But
Patty, I mean,
I did. That was something I was thinking would be something like the Browns, but the Browns do rely
the
on
Browns
that game
need
a
to
lot.
run. The Chiefs run, but they're a passing team with Patty, obviously.
No,
But the Browns, we see Baker. He's more of a game manager type of guy, even though he had those
he's
5
not.
touchdowns. We've seen it time and time again against the Bengals. When Baker goes out there, cooks them. He has a bad game. He has
You might have
mediocre, gets
another good one this one
slandered.
coming. You might have another good one this week.
I think he will.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I like Baker. I just don't think he's Joe Burrow type of first overall, Kyler Murray first overall type of guy. I don't think he's a franchise build around type of
A
dude.
Tua?
Hey, Tua time next week. Let's see about that. That's interesting. I don't know, but I mean, I would say Le'Veon, if they get him going in the passing game, you're going to see his fantasy numbers strike up. He didn't even have a target in this game, and he was effective on the ground when they used him. So it'll be interesting, something definitely to watch going forward. Definitely try to see if we need to make a deal with Clyde before this week. If he flops, his value is going to tank. And if Le'Veon goes off like I think he will, Clyde's value is going to tank. So you might want to consider selling Clyde now before it's too late. Next guy I want to talk about is an absolute stud at the wide receiver position who had a bit of a flop week, Mike Evans. He is a bit of a buy low candidate right now. People getting tired of him not getting the amount of targets. Which is kind of interesting to say because he was wide open for a touchdown last week and missed. He easily could have had a 13, 12-plus point game. I think everyone who's selling on him so fast is wrong, to be honest. I think he's great buy low candidate right now. And if my word for it, go out and buy him for whatever you can. I believe Bryan agrees with me. Alex, I know you just made a trade with him. If you can deal someone like Devin Singletary or someone like CeeDee Lamb, honestly, with no quarterback, I'd say deal him for Mike Evans. Just any type of guys who are a little hot right now still, go out and get Mike Evans. What do you guys think? I'm saying buy.
Yeah, I like him still. Buy. Like you said, Matt, I'm sure someone who has him is probably pissed at his performance in the past couple of weeks. Also, a good thing they had their bye, correct?
Have they had it?
They might have. I'm pretty sure they had their bye. So that's a key thing too. Is you'll get a player that already had his bye. One thing that would scare me, we don't know exactly how good he's going to be. Obviously, Antonio Brown signed that 1-year deal. I don't think he gets to practice this week. I think I was reading that he still has to pass all the COVID things and go through team training or something like that. So I don't think he's going to be able to play this week. I could be wrong. But, that is kind of scary, adding another person that, arguably a top 10 back when he was playing before all that mental illness and him going crazy and whatever. But obviously adding him is pretty significant, something to think about. But I just don't see it like taking that many away from Evans. I know him and Brady seem like they're not on the same page, especially against the Raiders right there. I was watching because me and Matt had a bet out for him. He looked fine. It just Brady wasn't hitting him. Brady missed a wide open touchdown catch that could have happened. Brady just missed through it. Maybe
He
they're
chose
just
Scotty
like I
Miller,
said.
bro.
Yeah, Scotty was going off, but I still would buy low on Evans. You could probably get him for considerably cheap, considering who he is and what he does, because he is a good touchdown catch. He can get you 10 points easy, no problem. And he is that player that can give you 30, 35 on certain games, which sometimes is
do you guys know, is he locked into a big contract or?
I
Evans.
think. Well, I know
Not too sure. I
he's
think
like
he's on a couple of year
27.
contract.
I
I
think he's
could be
still
wrong.
on
I
contract for a
think
couple
he has
years.
2 years.
2 years more.
I was just thinking, what do you think any odds of him getting traded?
I don't know, dude. I feel like he's one of those Tampa Bay for life type of guys. You know, he has 7,000-yard seasons with him, and
But I mean, now with AB, Godwin, the Trucks, and Scotty
honestly,
Miller.
I don't think he's
I
like.
just don't
I
see
don't think
what
they
they
have
would
a
trade
reason
him
to
for.
trade him. Yeah, he has 6
And maybe
touchdowns
if they
this
got
year.
like
I
a
don't think he's as
first
bad as
or
people think.
first or second rounder, maybe you could think about it. Maybe something to bolster that defense a little bit extra.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I could see them possibly trading him if AB is the real deal, but then they'll
He'd have to
only have.
be. He'd have
Then
to
they'll
have a couple
only
bad
have
weeks.
Scotty. They'll have to
And I mean, the
rely on
trade deadline's coming
Scotty,
up.
and
Yeah.
it could happen though if someone gives an outrageous offer. But I don't think there's any talks about it, so I don't see it happening.
Yeah. Who's next?
But I think Evans. I think Evans is. You should buy low on him for sure.
Yeah, I know Alex already did. So
Even if he
know,
sucks,
we know Alex.
you're trading low talent for someone who could do really good. So
another guy I got to give a shout out to is the guy I believed in all year, but ended up trading him, and I regret it now. DeAndre Swift. That man is electric. He is a big play machine. He's all over the passing game. They're finally letting him rush, even though they still, for some reason, keep giving the ball to Adrian Peterson. Like, all right, yeah, he's good, but let the young guy eat. You know what I mean? He's out there being effective. He's efficient. He's running hard. Let him get his touches. But anyways, I still think DeAndre Swift, if you guys don't have your radar on him, even if standard league PPR, even better, go out and get DeAndre Swift. He's not blown up completely yet, but he is a must-have at this moment. I said it a couple podcasts ago that you should pick him up off waivers. I think he was only 60% owned. Now he's probably owned in every league. You got to pick him up if you haven't already. Bryan, you have anyone you got your eyes on? Any guys on stock rising?
So my guy is similar to Swift. It's Perrine on the Jets. I could be saying his name wrong, but it's a similar situation. Obviously, the Jets suck. That does suck with them. Their offensive line sucks, but he is a guy who could be getting possibly 75, 80% of those snaps, and possibly even increasing as the year goes on, because same thing as Swift. I do like your Swift pick. Adrian Peterson is old, getting older. Time to develop that young talent. Same thing with the Jets. I think Frank Gore's old, getting old. Isn't he like 40 almost? Time to get that young talent going. He still can be a role model. You can show him the way, but time to give him some more carries. And I think he had I picked him up in another league last week. I think he had a solid 13.5 points on a low-scoring game. Low-scoring game against the Bills defense, which is arguably I know they've been trash lately, but still a top 7 defense.
Yeah, he did good. He was involved in the passing game as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would
Quick
like to see.
shout out to the Jets playing actually a good game against a good team. Very surprising.
Yeah. And I know people are still down on Sam Darnold, but I think he can still pick it up, and he's at least better in my eyes. I think he's better than Joe Flacco, even though Flacco obviously won a Super Bowl. I don't know how, but I think with Sam Darnold in the lineup and as the year goes on, they're going to work some things out, and he should be getting the ball more. So I'd say you could probably pick him up in some leagues. Some leagues probably someone owns him, but maybe if you can, maybe that's something where you can trade if for some reason Evans and him are on the same team. That's where you can add him in the deal, or just any deal you're trying to trade. Add Perine in just as a little sweetener that could help you later on in the weeks to come.
Definitely. Probably sitting on someone's bench.
While we're on the
Alex?
Jets, this is a hot take, but I would sell Crowder, even though he's had some huge games. Like, I mean, 3 out of 6, but they're pretty solid, like 17, 20 points.
I think every game is played.
But with that being said, I'm gonna say sell Crowder and then pick up waivers.
Who was that?
Mims. M-I-M.
Really?
Mims?
That sounds like a DOS situation.
He had a quiet debut Sunday. He was activated off the IR. I think he ended up with like 10 points on his first game.
Interesting.
I mean,
you already know Beef Boss keeps an eye on those low radar guys. I might have to pick them up. I'm
just
a
so you
third
guys
on
know,
the waivers. Just might have to swoop them from you.
Alex literally knows the most no-name players, and he will start them. He does not care, dude. He will start the most random people ever, and sometimes it works too. Sometimes they end up having like 10 points, and he's like, "LOL."
Like legit, I started Kirk over Woods this week.
That was edgy, and it worked out.
Imagine.
It worked out good.
Yeah.
It worked out really good.
But let's check out Mims. You heard it here.
There you go.
One more guy before we go into the NFL news or NFL, topics, whatever, like the real league, not fantasy. If you guys do not have JaMychal Hasty on your team, if he is out there, or if you could pick him up, go get Hasty. So many people got burned last week starting McKinnon, but I knew all along it was gonna be Hasty. Well, actually, it was more Jeff Wilson. But anyways, I knew Hasty is gonna be that guy. He's up next. He runs hard. He's electric. He's fast. He's getting touches. He's efficient on every touch. He is nice. And with Jeff Wilson down, Mostert down, McKinnon hasn't been very effective the past couple weeks, honestly. And when he's out there, he just Hasty just looks so much better. I'm telling you, next week is gonna be Hasty's week. Hasty, yeah.
Hey,
Hasty.
I don't know if you got. I don't know you youngins, but Hasty kind of reminds me of just little spurts.
No.
This might be a little far out, but Edger and James.
Who?
I don't know if that's way before you guys touched. Edger and James.
Dude,
you guys remember him?
I'm probably wasn't born yet.
Well, look him up after. He was a running back for the Colts with Peyton Manning. He was nice.
I thought his running back was Joseph Ajayi, right?
Yeah.
That was before that.
That was before. Dang, you're throwing it back. Alex, how many?
Adrian James, he played for the Colts and for the Bucs.
How many years have you been playing fantasy football?
Actually not that long.
Really?
But 4 years.
Oh, that's it. I think I got more years.
He just likes football.
Yeah, I love football. But yeah, Hasty's nice.
So what happened with McKinnon? He was healthy, wasn't he? Why
yeah,
didn't he only have like 1 carry or something like that?
Yeah, he wasn't in the game plan this week. They rolled with Wilson and it worked.
0.8 points.
That's weird.
So many people.
0.08 points.
I thought for sure the Niners love using all their different running backs. I thought for sure he'd get a little bit more, but whatever.
Well, Kyle Shanahan loves to ride the hot hand. That's what he likes to do.
Kyle's a fuckface.
Wilson is a stud.
He was, he did. What, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, if you were watching the game, I don't know if you guys watched it, but he was just running. He was getting.
I would never waste my time watching the Niners play.
So. Yards after contact, he was looking good too. It's a shame that he's hurt. He would have been a great pickup.
High ankle sprain.
Alex,
what's up with that?
The Yak Bros.
Yak Bros. Brandon Ayuk. Yes, sir. Alex, enough about my team. We got to talk about your team, bro, because you guys got some controversy. Gruden came out and said that he was disgusted that they made him play. after a week of no practice with their offensive line. Did the Raiders get screwed out of a game of being able to compete? Because, I mean, they were in it for a lot of the game, and then it's tailed off at the end. But, if they could have practiced all week with their offensive line and this and that, could have been better maybe, they could have hung in there better, I'd assume. What do you think, Al? You think that the NFL owes them an apology, or what's going on here?
Absolutely,
There's a
dude.
conditional first-round pick.
Absolutely. Like, not even, obviously not even being biased, but like literally like activated the players the day before.
I think so.
Like, that was ridiculous. And just the treatment towards the Raiders, obviously, look how they accommodated the Titans and the Patriots.
That's actually facts.
Dude, if you remember last year too, weren't the Raiders had the furthest travel for the schedule last year?
Yeah.
They had literally like 6 weeks back to back, just going from like literally UK back to like New England, back to like Mexico, like literally going across the world.
Yeah, no big.
And then they want to fuck them already. Like, hey, yeah, pretty much your whole team's got COVID or whatever. You're gonna, activate some practice squad players.
We're losing.
We're not gonna cancel it. We're actually gonna push it a little forward. Is that cool with you guys? Yeah. You know what? Who cares? Let's just do it. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Everyone else,
they're tough.
Everyone else, we could, Monday night. Fuck it. 2 games on Monday night. No, Raiders. No, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You got it.
Yeah.
Against one of the best, the Super Bowl contending team. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like a little scooters over, and the least they could have done is pushed it to Monday, so that at least they got one practice in, and we could have had Abrams play. That would have helped out a lot.
You know what's funny too? They flexed the other game for no reason. Like they just pushed. They didn't even push their game back. They would have actually had a reason for it, but they flexed the other game just cause.
Yeah.
Poor Raiders, man. Poor Raiders, but they look good still.
The good thing is,
cheeks, not gonna lie.
What are the Raiders, 3-3? Yeah. Their season's 3-3. Not over. They're still 3-3. They still can make a run once they get all healthy.
And
Raiders
I think they're
gritty.
better than a 3-3 team. I think honestly, I think that AFC and NFC West are the 2 top divisions in football right now. Can we agree? That's my opinion. Because I think the Chargers are. I think the Chargers are better than their record. I think the Raiders.
Cowboys division's the best.
Literal garbage cans. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the garbage fire competition?
Oh, I got
Washington
the football
team. Hell yeah!
Sweep. We're going with the sweep or what?
Kyle Allen.
I want Dwayne to go back in. Dude. I want to see Dwayne out there.
Hell no! Dwayne sucks.
Hey, honestly though, Washington's looking nice right now, but
against the Cowboys,
I think hot take is gonna be the Eagles taking it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Eagles. I think Eagles are going to destroy the Cowboys next week also.
Because they're getting healthy, and I hate to say it, but Carson Wentz is nice.
Yeah, I dropped 28 for my fantasy team this week. I got a win over Beef Boss by about 3 points. So,
hey, shout out the Eagles and Wentz, and they looking good.
Alex, who was your quarterback this week, man?
I'd rather not discuss, honestly. he's already COVID. Yeah. Cam Newton.
God. How many points did he give you?
A whopping 2.8.
Dude, Mitchell Trubisky on the bench might have been a better option.
I think literally the homeless on the corner probably could have done a better job.
Yeah.
Oh, my kickers.
That's why you got to start Jimmy G next week.
Nah, it's Tua time, baby.
Dude, did Stidham have more points when he came in the 4th and Cam the whole game?
I think
he finished with like 4.
Yeah, they were both
you should have started Stidham.
Bryan, I need a quick prediction about Tua time, bro. I need a quick Tua time.
Dude,
what do you got?
He's a real deal.
What do you got?
Real deal.
What's gonna happen?
Let's drop a stat line.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, hot take right now. Where you got? Drop it.
They're playing the Rams,
push the button. Yep.
Yeah. More than 2 points?
So remember last time I went to the future for the Niners game.
And you got it right. That's why I need this.
I got banned from going to the future, so now I have no insider information. So this is really just coming off the dome. Everyone's decently healthy. I think after our bye week, we have a lot of game plan. Tua, he's going to throw for nothing crazy. He's going to go 23 for 34. He's going to throw for 276 yards, three touchdowns and one pick. And Dolphins are going to lose, unfortunately. They're going to lose they'll lose 27-24. Close game.
You know what,
Short
dude?
week
I'm
for the
willing
Rams.
to put 10 on it right now. I got the Dolphins winning.
No, because I obviously want the Dolphins to win. I think
got
they
Dolphins
will win.
winning, dude.
I think they
Dolphins
will
winning.
win if Tua puts up that stat line that I said. But
Yeah,
if Tua
I was gonna predict
is
250, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, if Tua throws more than
Well-
one pick, I think it's game over for the Dolphins.
What about rushing yards? You think you got some in him?
Rushing yards?
He might be a little scared.
Brian Flores is gonna say, "Okay, kid, chill off the running for a minute. You know, Aaron Donald's gonna chase your ass and destroy you. So let's just run against the Jets when we play them the next time."
I know, right?
Fair enough.
Dude,
He
Flores
might
is
have
legit.
he'll do probably the same thing as Fitz, maybe here and there. Probably give a couple rushes to keep him honest. Probably have maybe 20 yards, which is not bad. Keep him honest.
Sneaky athletic like Joe Burrow, dude. Joe Burrow runs for those first downs. He puts his shoulder down. He looks good, dude. He looks
But
good.
I think Tua is gonna underperform on his first game. It's gonna be a lot of hype, and I think he might underperform, which is okay. It's his first NFL start, and it's gonna be against a really good defense in the Rams. I think
bet he'd be better
heard.
than Nick Foles, though.
Oh yeah, Nick Foles is
Oh my
actual
God.
shit. So I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
it.
shout out the Bears for being garbage.
Yeah, Bears are literally the worst 5-1 team. Now they're gonna be 5-2. They're literally so bad.
Dog
Like,
shit.
it's actually hurts my eyes to watch the game. Like, I tried to watch the game for more than 5 minutes, and I really just wanted to turn off the TV. Like,
I'm
it
glad I
literally
got rid of
just-
Montgomery.
Dude, it's just so sad. Like, the Bears should be good, and they're absolutely shit.
Yeah,
I just feel bad for Allen Robinson. I wish he could just, like, go to, like, the Dolphins or something.
He wants to too. He knows, dude. He knows. He knows it's a sham, dude.
Hey,
Dude,
you
he's
guys see?
fuck.
You guys see Carlos Dunlap put his house up for sale?
Did he
Yeah,
really?
yeah. He said he put it on Twitter. He's like, spacious 5-bedroom house. Fool's getting traded.
Dude, one more question for you guys. Steelers versus Ravens. I know what I think about this game.
Steelers.
I got the
100%.
Ravens.
Fuck the Ravens. They suck.
I got the Ravens.
Obviously,
I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a Ravens W. And last week, you know, Steelers were looking a little shaky against the Titans. They were down the stretch.
A win's a win. Fuck that. They looked
I don't know,
dominant in the
dude.
first half.
In the first
Yeah,
half,
dominant.
maybe. You know, I see
Bro.
a Ravens W. I think the Ravens are kind of better than the
We
Titans.
could put money on that one.
How much you put?
I'm pretty confident on that one.
What you got?
I'm actually down, too.
Three-way.
Obviously, I'm fucked.
Let's go.
We'll talk about this off the air. Right?
Come
Anyway,
on, talking pod bet. Like
if people heard me talk about last week, I had the Raiders number one. I mean the Steelers number one on my top 5.
Put your money
Oh,
where
I
you
still
did.
think they're number one, and I still think they're number one. And they played some decent comp in the Titans. I know that was one of the things that people were saying is that they haven't played any competition. But Big Ben looked great. Their wide receiver core looked awesome.
They're
James
stacked.
Conner looks studly. Benny
I think they're
Snell
great.
stole James Conner's touchdown, which pissed me
Juju
off.
came back.
It's not like they didn't let
Juju-
Connor try to get it. He got stuffed.
Yeah,
And he dropped a
and
wide
then
open pass.
Steelers
into the
Hey,
defense
what's up
looked
with
great. I just think
Deontay was always getting hurt, though.
yeah, he reminds me of what's the fool's name on the Niners, Brittlebone tight end.
Oh,
Kittle?
no, you're talking about Jordan Reed.
Yeah, he reminds me of Jordan Reed so far.
Jordan
Being
Reed's
injured every
nice.
single week.
Hey, but Alex, your prediction kind of came true last week. You called out LeBron.
I'll put 10 on the Steelers.
Yeah.
I'll put 10 on them.
I'll take Ravens 10.
I'll take 10.
Straight up.
Steelers.
You got Steelers, Al?
Yeah.
Looks like I have to
Yeah,
make
I
$20.
don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, it
Quick
looks
20.
like Matt actually doesn't know how to pick games. So
I don't think I've been wrong. I've only been wrong about a Niner game. That's it.
honestly,
But
it will be a good game. What time is that game? Do you know off the top of your head? Is that like is
it's
it a Sunday night game or is it? 'Cause
no,
that
it's not
should be
Sunday night.
that should be like that should be a prime
Should
time
get
game, I
flexed.
think.
That'll be a great game.
I think the
The
Cowboys are
game,
prime time.
yeah, they got
Yes.
literally disgusting.
Yeah. Can't wait. Jordan
They're gonna
Panucci. Shout out Jordan
they're gonna
Panucci
get
out there.
they're gonna get Kaepernick, bro. Kaepernick season.
Hell yeah.
Do anything at this point. But
Or
they
Fitz.
should get
Or
like
Fitz.
yeah.
Yeah,
They should,
Fitz, bro.
but I mean, really, what's gonna save the Cowboys? Is like what's gonna save them? And I don't know. They need a whole culture change. Like,
Jesus Christ.
They should just
Honestly,
change their name.
No, not even joking right now. If the Jets and the Cowboys played tomorrow, I'm taking
Oh
the
my
Jets, dude. I'm taking the
Yeah,
Jets.
I think
I don't know
so.
if that's a hot take, but
Oh,
not even joking.
Jets would probably be favorite, like
I think
-7.
Gilroy High probably took them.
Yeah,
Live Oak.
easily.
just get all the high school teams together. Alabama's easily taking the Cowboys. No joke. Najee
Yeah,
Harris
that's
runs for
actually
500
fact.
yards on them.
That's actually facts.
And also about that game time, it's 10 a.m. So if they don't flex it,
Ooh.
it'll be getting bright and early. You can send me my $20. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wish.
Well, trying to keep the pods at a decent time, so people could listen to the whole thing throughout. So do we have any closing comments here? Any last minute hot takes, any last minute guys we're looking out for? Alex, Bryan, I'm gonna leave the floor open to you real quick. You got anything you want to get out there?
I'll say one thing and then I'll let Alex talk so I can talk about one more thing after him.
Okay.
But sell Zeke, just sell him, please. I'm begging.
Would you? Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Would you say that Zeke owners should wait for him to have a decent game because he's coming off a terrible game?
You should probably wait, and you should probably wait to see if they do anything about the quarterback situation there. But
they should trade him for
you
Swift.
should just start. You should start looking for deals at least. See what he's worth in your leagues if you can find. Maybe there's a Cowboys fan out there, a sorry Cowboys fan who would trade him. But it's
shout out my boy Carlos.
Their offensive line is not looking good. Obviously, without a quarterback, they're going to stack the box.
Absolutely nothing.
Zeke
is looking terrible.
Zeke looked terrible anyways when he had
20, 25
when he
to 3.
had those 2 fumbles. So I would sell Zeke. You might not be able to get anything for him, like relatively decent to what his value is where you drafted him, but it's looking tough out there in Dallas.
Yeah.
Alex, any closing for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the guy that I just acquired. I feel like he was already taking over little by little, and then Drake had one good game. Now he's hurt for a couple weeks. I feel like Chase Edmonds is going to take off, and he's going to keep the job.
I can see it.
He looks nice.
Well, what about when Drake comes back? You think he's just going to be second string role?
I think they're just literally going to swap roles.
Because, I mean, as a Drake owner, yeah, I was going to honestly agree with you. I mean, every time Edmonds touches the ball, he just looks so much better than Drake, dude. Like,
if you look back at his previous weeks, he has, I think, 3 or 4 20-point games.
Even Kenyon Drake's mom told him he's trash. So
oh my God, Kenyon Drake cannot catch a ball, dude. Even when they were pitching it to him in that game, he was bobbling it, catching it. This dude has butterfingers. Like that's why they don't give him any targets. Obvious now.
I think it's gonna be it's kind of ironic, but it's gonna be what Drake did to David Johnson last year.
Yep, yeah, definitely. I wonder where that Drake is now. Fucking on my team, putting up 0 points. Yeah, love it.
I love it. Matt, what's your closing? Anything?
My closing. Sell Singletary if you haven't already. Keenan Allen is a stud. Mike Davis literally lost so many people their games this
Horrible.
week.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
So
What happened? What happened?
he just wasn't good. Just didn't do good. T. Higgins had another good week. So be on the
He's
lookout
nice.
for T.
Dude,
Alex
Al
him
called
out.
it, bro.
Yeah,
Al's nice.
T.
That's gonna be
Higgins, nice.
Mims. All you better
Yep.
go get Mims. He's the
Go
next
get
T.
him.
Higgs.
Another thing is a great thing to see is Higgins doing good and Boyd also doing good.
AJ did pretty good too.
And
Yeah.
AJ looked good too. I started Boyd and Higgins, 18 points and 27 points. Literally won me my game. So, there's that. Kelly got 17 touches last week. But I'm still saying, oh my God, Kelly, do not start Kelly. He's not looked efficient at all in any of his carries. He's averaging like 2 yards per rush. So if anyone tries to package you him or if he's a spot start for you, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. Chubb coming back soon. So if you could trade for Chubb while he's injured still, do that also. That's about all I could think of right now. Anything else, Brian? You had one more thing, right?
I just forgot.
Nice haircut, man.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Shout out Garlic City Barbers. My boy David. I was just gonna say like that exactly what you were just saying about Chubb. Now in the leagues that you're in, about this time is a good time to start trading for hurt guys that can help you win the championship. Assuming you're the top 4 or 5 teams, So if I'm a fantasy owner right now and I'm in the top 4 and I'm looking pretty comfortable and I have the pieces to be able to trade, or maybe a Chubb, an Eckler, someone of those lines that is injured, start thinking about maybe sending out a trade because those people who have those guys probably are hurting pretty badly. I know a couple guys in my other leagues, the people that do have them, Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, such as that, they've been holding them for so long. They might even have a really bad record, and they're still fighting to possibly make the playoffs. So if you can give them a juicy enough offer to make it look like they can win the trade, and that will give them over 500 or whatever, and then you get yourself a solid piece that normally you would have to draft in the first, second, third round, and you can trade for them right now. Maybe start thinking about possible trades. You don't even have to just trade just for them. Maybe if you're eyeing someone, I know Rod in our league is trying to get Eckler from me. Do what Rod's trying to do. He's trying to trade me a single player for a couple players for my couple players and adding Eckler in that deal. So maybe start trying to eye out those, feel around for what your players are thinking on trades as far as that. But be aware of those guys that could be league winners. Start thinking about that because now's about time where you should be thinking about it. Just wanted to add that in there for you guys.
Love it. Guys like Eckler, guys like Chubb, McCaffrey. List goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So many studs who have just not been
Think
playing.
about those league winners. We talked about a couple of them already. We talked about Swift. He can be a league winner if he takes over and he goes ham. Think about all those guys who could prosper from later in the season. And also think about players that might do trash. Yeah, like if you have a Julio Jones and they're 1 in freaking 12, he might not be playing in your championship games. So
exactly.
maybe think about that. Maybe think about just winning teams, losing teams. Just think about it all. Just make sure you set yourself up for those playoffs because sometimes it's better to barely make the playoffs and have a better team in the playoffs than making the playoffs as a 1 seed and getting shit on when you have to play a team of week 16. So just start thinking about that. That's a good thing to do. Week 7 coming up, week 8.
Yeah, I would definitely advise you to check your schedule and make sure your championship game, if they have it set to the last actual game of the year, I'm sorry for you because a lot of studs are going to be benched and they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They honestly shouldn't have it set up like that, but take that up with your commissioner. But look into stuff like that. We're getting to that point where You know, the good teams are separating from the bad. Quick
Yep.
update for our league, actually. We got all three of us in here at a nice. What we got? We got is 5-2,
Top
4-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Five
go
and
5 and
two.
2.
All three of us
Al
5-2.
5 and 2. Yeah. Rod is
Me,
5 and 2, I believe, too, right? Or 6 and
Yeah.
1.
5
5
and 2.
and 2. 5-2.
I'm pretty sure in our league right now, it's me, Matt, Rod, and Al as the top 4. So
Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
Jose.
so hey, you
And
guys are
Jason.
in good hands. Hey,
Jay
but,
Sal too, yeah, Jay Sal, but he
yeah,
hasn't been
yeah.
on the pod yet. We got to get him on. And
Yeah.
our best bud B Man, don't
Is
ever do his strategy, guys. Unfortunately, it did not work out for him this year. Trust me,
put the
it got
calculator's
some
way.
balls. He had some balls doing it. Do not draft all running backs in expectation to trade for a super team.
1-6, boys.
Yikes.
1-6. Needless to say, he does not want to be on the pod because he doesn't want to get roasted. So, you know,
Nah,
B-Man, if
he's
you're
nice.
listening,
He's
I
nice.
appreciate you, bro. You're always
He needs
welcome.
he needs to bring back a champagne campaign.
Champagne
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all see that new Drake merch drop? That looks pretty fresh. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't
Certified
like
love.
Drake.
It's that World Series attitude.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's attitude. Yeah, I know Alex is a low-key Drake fan. I know he listens to Drake when he's on his tens.
It's all about old school Drake.
He has nothing
2010.
else to say.
2010 vibes.
2010. What were you listening to in 2010? You had that Take Care album?
We had headlines, bro.
Alex was about to clock in listening to headlines like,
You know what I mean?
about to go on fries. All right, boys. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys coming on the pod. Bryan, as always. Bryan, how about you hit this outro, bro? You hit this outro. Let me hear what you got, bro. I want to hear it. Let me
All
hear
right.
this outro.
All right. Appreciate you guys all listening. I appreciate Al coming here, helping us out. You know, always good to have a third person. Al has his great takes. My boy, Matt, appreciate you, man. You've been hosting this for the past 6 weeks. You're doing amazing. I
Hey, you got the
appreciate
next
you.
one, bro. You got the next one.
I'll take it. I'll take it. And thank you again to all of our fans out there. It might be small now, but, you know, we're trying to help you guys out. We're taking time. And we just want to make sure you're winning, we're all winning together. So, again, thank you all. Don't forget, just made that YouTube. Subscribe. Helps out a lot. Keep following us on Instagram. And, man, appreciate everything. I appreciate all the comments. We appreciate everything. Super fun. And, man, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.
See y'all.